You ready? Okay, so I moved to Alabama a few years ago, and when I moved there, I staying with some family. Ended up running from my heroin addiction, and ended up getting on other drugs to replace it. So anyway, so what happened was my girlfriend was cheating on me, or whatever. So I decided to go out and party. I go to this trailer in Clanton. It's in this little back roads country town, real small town in Clanton, Alabama. So I'm at this party, and somebody steals my wallet. I left my wallet in the back room. I go back to find my wallet, it's gone. So I start freaking out on everybody. I threaten everybody, pull out a knife, all kinds of stuff. Flipped out, totally. So anyway, when I went outside, went out back, and there was a fire going out back, real small fire. I figured they'd burn my wallet. And I was hearing these other people there, they were around my age, in their early 20s, at the time. They're all saying stuff about, the Mexicans pay 10 grand to give you someone's identity. So they, I was trying to figure out what they were talking about, but anyway, I ended up going to talk to this guy, Cord, this black guy. He's got a twin, Bart, and I was talking to him, and I was like, look, dude, I'm about to go back to my house, because I had my own place at the time. I'm about to go back to my house, I'm going to get my 410, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill everybody if I don't get my wallet. He says that should be the least of your worries. So, anyway, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, well, they're trying to find you. I'm like, who? He's like, I don't know, but they got big money, and they're trying to find you. I'd be careful. And so anyway, he leaves along with a few other people. Before they take off, I'm hearing in the background, I'm hearing guns clack and whatever. I'm figuring, like, I'm just paranoid. I'm hearing this. It's not true. So they all take off, and they say they're going to get more dope. So I'm about to stay. I'm waiting for the dope to get back. So anyway, they leave. And it's me, Emily, this dude named Shaggy, and his name's Charles something, and this chick, this dark-haired chick, is her trailer. Anyway, so they all take off, It's about 3 o'clock in the morning finally. I'm like, man, what's going on? He's like, man, you're fine, you're good. And I'm like, just the way he's acting, I was like, everything is not fine. So finally, about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, and then I'm getting the courage to take off. As I'm backing up out of the driveway, it's like a half a circle driveway. It touches the road on both sides, both ends of it. So anyway, I go to take off, and I feel a slight bump as I back up. Something told me to go forward, but I backed up. So I back up, and I take off down the road. And I could swore I heard something, so I rolled the window down. I'm hearing like as the faster I go, the faster the clicking goes, like a clicking noise, like plastic on pavement. So I pull over to this gas station, I look at my back tire. I'm like, oh shit, I ran over a nail. It was a roofing nail. This is what saved me, was a roofing nail. So anyway, I stayed at the gas station for a little while. The sun started to come up, and I figured, fuck it, I'm just gonna try and make it home. So I take off. I get it right across the driveway for my tires finally go flat. And I'm parked, it's like a T. And on the other side of the T is the dirt road that's the driveway. It goes about a quarter mile back into the woods. So I'm parked across from that at this T on this little gravel patch on the side of the road. And I'm there for a while, trying to figure out how to fix my tire. And I'm watching these people pass by. And they're passing by and they're all leaning back in their seats to where their head is behind the side of the window, if you know what I mean. Like the partition or whatever between the window and the back window, the front window and the back window. They're leaned back so I can't see who's driving. There's a guy riding by on a motorcycle, and they're recognizing him later. But anyway, so this guy finally pulls over, and he's talking about, you need help, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah, I need help. And he's like, well, you come with me, I'll fix your tire. So I wasn't right about this guy. So I'm like, no, man, it's okay, can you just go fix it? And he's like, yeah, whatever. So he comes back. There's a plug in the tire plug, because I stole one from the gas station. And it's just a plug in the tire's still flat. I'm like, well, what's that, dude? You didn't air it up? He's like, oh, I did. No. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, well, whatever, it's time anyway. I'm like, what do you mean it's time? He's like, it's time. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So I jack the truck up. I hand him the bar for the jack. And he's like, go put the tire on. I go to put the tire back on. And I just so happened to glance, I caught something out of the corner of my eye, a movement. I look back, and he's like this, and throws his arm down real quick. He was raising his hand with the bar over his head, like he was going to whack me. I'm like, all right, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing, what are you talking about? I was just scratching my head. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So he's like, come over here and sit down with me. And so we go and sit down on the tailgate of his truck. He's like, sit right there. I'm like, okay, that's pretty precise. This isn't right. So anyway, as I'm sitting there, he starts talking to me about God, and today could be my day to die, and as he said, it was time. So he's like, I'm going to go do something real quick. I'll be right back. He's like, sit in your truck, don't move. He's like, but don't sit in your truck, sit on the tailgate. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I run in the middle of the street, and I'm screaming, freaking out, man. Like, God, why? Because I know what he's talking about. You know, he keeps looking off in the woods and stuff, and I'm hearing twigs cracking and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I start screaming at this guy, why God, I thought I had a purpose, all this stuff. You know, I'm just flipping out, man. I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to die. And he looks out the window at me. He rolls on the window real quick. He looks at me. He goes, hey, you know it's the last time I'm going to see you, right? And I'm just like crying. I'm like, yeah, I know. So he takes off. Still seeing all these cars go by. I'm hearing this four-wheeler in the woods. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm gone. Boom, take off through these backyards, peach fields and stuff. I make it down to my friend Kenny's house. It's only his wife there. Mind you, Kenny and my uncle passed by earlier and didn't help me. They just looked at me and just took off. Like they knew something was up. Like they didn't want to help me. They didn't want to have nothing to do with me. So anyway, I go to his house and I'm like, look, at the time I thought it was my uncle. I'm like, my uncle's trying to kill me. I need help. Call the police. Get the kids inside. Call the police. She's like, well, there's a cop lives next door. Go talk to him. So I went next door, talked to the cop. He calls the police. And the cop comes out. Like I say, he called the police. They show up. And I'm like hiding behind this cop in between the backyard. We're in the side of the house in the back. And I'm hiding between him and the woods. He's like, why don't you stand on the other side of me? I'm like, because I don't want to get shot. There's somebody out there. So he's like, are you on drugs? So I told him, yeah, I'm on drugs. Da, da, da. So he arrests me for a PI. And so after he arrests me, he drives right back to the spot where my truck is, and I'm seeing these people in the woods, and I'm kicking the window, dude, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. And they're like, we're going to take you back to the jail and beat your ass if you don't stop right now. And they're like, who is it? I'm like, I can't tell you. And they're like, where is he? I'm like, finally, after about 10, 15 minutes of kicking the window and screaming, I'm like, he's in the woods. And as soon as I said that, boom, they jump in the car, whoom, take off to the jail. So I go to the jail, and I stay the night there. I'm freaking out the whole time, thinking the cops are going to come there and kill me, da da da. So, anyway, I'm overhearing them talk about replacing me and all this other stuff, and we can find another Kevin. And so, anyway, we go to, I get out. My grandma comes and bombs me out. Her and my mom were in town that day, luckily, for a funeral. Well, not luckily for a funeral, but luckily they were there for a funeral, and she bought me out. So I get out. For some reason, I'm being followed by these cars with Indiana license plates. I'm figuring out what the hell's going on. I go to the funeral. Before the funeral, we went to the place where my truck had been towed to. She gets my truck out. She gets a tire. And he's like, hey, you know you had a nail in your other back tire too? No, I could fix that. That's the freaky part. I had nails on both my back tires. Both of them. Somebody was trying to make my truck flip. Anyway, so yeah, that's the story. It's crazy, man. That's what happened. And I find that I wasn't my uncle, even though there's another story I could tell you about that later. About when he tried to set me up, somebody offered him big money to get me. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, this video is taking too long. So somebody put nails both my back tires. Tried to set me up, tried to kill me, tried to drag me away. All for something I honestly don't think I did. So, anyway, yeah, that's my story.